My name is Tommy Charles, the CEO of the Speakers of Organization LLC, a company that stands for truthfulness, realness, purity, and not only are we speaking things that's true to people, but we're about doing things for people, and that's why we've made a way through our company for all people to come and make a company. But another part of our side of our company is how we speak truth, how we speak reality, and who I want to address are people that's on the streets doing crime, and especially our people, the blood of my bloodline, who are called African Americans. One thing, as I said before, it takes a stronger man, it takes a stronger boy and a stronger girl to stay out of prison. I understand the system is not for us. I understand there's countless of us in prison that's innocent. You understand that? I got that, I get that. But for you that's out here committing crimes that's helping destroy us, you're helping destroy us. We have to fight against other people, and there's other cultures against us, but then we got to fight against our own people. And then how I put, we live in an area and many of our neighborhoods across this country, and you live there, but you don't own nothing. You own none of the stores, hardly, the cleaners, the grocery stores, the gas stations, the hair shops. You don't own them. The nail salons, you don't own them. But you want to be out here robbing your own people. Talking about this is my neighborhood. You see what I'm saying? And you need to stop it. You need to stop it because you're proving the stupidity of your mind. You're raping and robbing your own women and your own men. Trying to talk cool. Let me explain something to you. Talking slang will not get you any economic power. Trying to be cool will not get you any economic power. Buying the name brand tennis shoes, you got people buying Jordans, $200+ and you're being fooled because they only cost $17 to make. My goodness, how dumb can you be? And I'm just being blank with you. How stupid can you be? Standing in line to buy some shoes, licking the bottom of the soles like a fool, or some materialistic stuff. Now this company know you about as stupid as they come. So it only costs $17 to make a pair of shoes. And I'm specifically talking about Jordan. But then they mark them up to $200+ because they know you're going to be the fool to buy them. Do you know the profit you making these companies? Do you know the hundreds of dollars, the thousands of dollars, and collectively the millions of dollars that you're giving to these corporations? And why you yourself have nothing or very little. And then you out here robbing for some stupid tennis shoes. Jacking your own people for cars, robbing them for their jewelry, breaking in their houses. Well, they have to put bars on their doors and their windows because of ignorant and stupidity people like you. And I'm being real with you. Tearing down your own people instead of being constructive. Now, how can a person lead a people and then the people themselves are foolish and full of stupidity? How can you speak up for people and say, our people need to be this, we need to raise our people mentality up, when I come from a people that don't want to do right and be collectively together for themselves? Spies on their own people. You can't even get nothing together because you suckered up. And let spies come into your camps. For those that's trying to do right. Arguing and fighting among yourselves. Bunch of foolishness. How stupid you are. No self-control. Locked up and rushing to go into the prison systems. Like that's cool. Ain't nothing cool about that. Ain't nothing cool about that. My goodness, where's your maturity? Can you even understand wisdom, knowledge, and understanding? And that's what I'm saying to you. That's what I'm saying to you. There's no way in the world I'm supposed to go down to my own people and be in my own among my own people and worried about if somebody gonna break in my car, or if somebody's gonna break into my house if I wherever. You understand? If somebody's gonna steal from me and rob from me among my own people. My goodness, where's your maturity? Foolishness and stupidity through all generations you are. And you come from a world of kings and queens. You come from a world where our people created society and governments, math and science. We created all of that and taught all the cultures that. If you read your Bible, civilization started in the landmass of Kemet, or what they call Africa today. But now you say learning math and science and all of that type of stuff is foolishness and it's too square. Foolish you are. There's a God looking at this. Like I said before, I can't stress this enough. You're going to be judged by everything you do. If the people that's dead can come back today, I guarantee you they'll be preaching to you. Because on the other side, it's a whole new different ball game, and believe me, I know. Watch my video of my experience of hell. Watch my other video. You think I'm down here playing with you? You think I'm down here just talking this for my health? I've been in the streets. I taught you about my childhood. My anger, it led me in the streets. And now I've been around all types of people. I'm just asking you to wise up and to straighten up. Quit being foolish and acting stupid. We need togetherness on this earth. And I know it's not going to ever be, because you have the spirit of Satan and demons. You have not the spirit of them only, but you have Satan and demons that's roaming this earth. So I know there'll never be some togetherness on this earth. There'll never be no racial harmony on this earth. Prejudice will always be on the earth. I understand that and I get that. But it doesn't have to be coming from you. That's my point. It don't have to be coming from you. Satan is always going to be working. In the book of Job, when the scripture talks about when the sons of God presented themselves to God and Satan came in the midst, and God asked them, what was he doing? He said he's going to and fro in the earth, seeking who he may devour, seeking who he may trick, seeking who he may deceive. It doesn't have to be you. And that's my point. We need some stand-up men and women, and that's what I just can't say this enough. Quit boasting and bragging on how you're going to, how much time you did. And I'm going to tell you, we had this situation with the Academy Awards, and I agree with Jada Pinkett. I agree with the other fella, I forgot his name, the dark-skinned fella with the bald head. I forgot his name. He's doing a program in this time of life with Reverend Run, the fella of Run DMC. I agree with them. You see, and that's one thing about our people. You're always banging on the doors. Let me in. Let me be accepted to be validated by other people and other cultures, because you feel like if you're not validated by other people and other cultures, then you're nobody. That's why you do that. You don't know how to make your own way from a people that was the first people on the earth, and then from us, the Hebrews, from Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. That's why we don't own the gold mines, the diamond mines. We don't own the gold mines in Johannesburg, Africa. We don't own the diamond mines in Kimberley, over in what's called Africa today, the land of Kemet. We don't own the water system. That's why Flint, Michigan. I'm from Detroit, Michigan, and Flint, Michigan is not that far from Detroit, right outside of Detroit. But you got the water system that's purposely been polluted. That stuff was done purposely because of who you don't get respect as who they call black people, African Americans, who you call yourselves. Flint, Michigan is basically all who they call black people or who they call African American, and look what they did to your water system purposely. Who your politicians did it to you. Your politicians of another culture did it to you. You see? But that wouldn't happen in Dearborn, Michigan, out in Livonia, out in Bloomfield Hills, Michigan. I bet you their water won't be poisoned. Grosse Pointe, their water won't be poisoned. You see what I'm saying? Look what happened in Katrina, down in Louisiana, in New Orleans. You see what I'm saying? You don't know how to stand up for yourselves. You can go through history after time all through history and read about the things that's done, and you're living your life like this, all this stuff don't never happen. Now we got what I believe is they're trying to start a racial war. Police officers killing us like flies. No respect. It's because you're walking around with your pants hanging off your behind, gold teeth, talking all stupid, trying to be hip and all that, instead of carrying yourself and getting together. You know how the world got into the situation? You know how the ruling culture got into the position they're in? By togetherness and by having meetings. That's how. And look what they conquered. Look who owned the corporate companies, the governments. Look who run the nations. And you want to keep on being divided and stupid and retarded and dumb. No wisdom. You got other cultures don't even value your life. And then you don't even value your own because you're robbing your own people, stealing from your own people, calling your own people niggas. Stop all that foolishness. Calling each other niggas. Like, as if that's a word of endearment. That ain't no word of endearment. Start calling, I'm going to tell you a word of endearment. Start calling each other, hey, what's up, my brother? How you doing, my brother? Hey, family. How you doing? My fellow Hebrew, how you doing? Those are words of endearment. Your mind is twisted. You lack understanding, and neither a lot of you know, you act like you're not even capable of understanding. So you're all out of whack. Satan and demons is on the roar. How many of you can understand and feel what I'm saying? And I'm going to say this while I'm talking to the men and women that have a wife or a husband that's for you. If you have, I'm going to tell you, and I'm telling you this out of experience, because I've been very weak and always choosing a mate throughout my life. I wish I had somebody that was able to instill some things in front of me, because when I was growing up, I didn't have nobody kicking no knowledge to me. I didn't have an example. There was not one man in my life that was an example to me. If it was any man in my life that I can say that was an example to me as a little boy, as a child, and as a young man coming up, it would be a man that went to my church that his name was Deacon Tate. He's been dead. He died in the early 80s. And that man right there is the only man that I can say in my life as coming up that I would look up to and did look up to. Everybody else in my life was full of foolishness and stupidity, division and hate. I had not one man, even in my neighborhood, not one man that I could look at and say, I want to be like that, or I want to carry myself like that. You see what I'm saying? And that's sad, because we need men to teach our children. We need constructive men. Everybody want to be cool. Everybody want to use slang. Everybody want to walk around with their pants hanging off their behind, showing their underwear. Everybody is so interested in the stupidity, putting words together. You run to stupidity and foolishness. And this is what happened in my lifetime while I'm on the earth. And this is what I've observed in my lifetime on the earth. So sad. So I know to turn to the Most High God, and I cry out and pray to Him, ask Him to help me. Because this earth right here ain't worth it. It ain't worth it a penny. It ain't worth nothing. The Most High God has made everything beautiful and created all things good, including you. But it's you, the people, that pollute it and make it worse. Living on the level of animals. and it's all right with you. And let me tell you, ladies, yeah, a man is going to be drawn because you're showing your booty crack and your vagina, but a real man, when it comes down to a wife, he want a woman that's going to carry herself right. He going to want a woman a real man is going to want a woman that dressed modestly. A woman, it's a such thing as dressing sexy and classy. That's what a real man wants. A woman that keeps her hair up. A woman that keeps her house clean. You see, and good hygiene. He don't want a woman that's got her legs all spread up, tooting her booty all up in the air, twerking, showing everybody her business. You want to marry a woman that everybody else saw and can tell you the birthmarks on her behind and in her inner thighs. That's what a real man wants. He wants a woman that's gonna carry herself right. You see, we have to teach our daughters like I love my daughters, and I teach them. I don't want them to look at that foolishness and grow up and be like that, because I have pretty attractive daughters, but I don't want them growing up twerking and spreading their legs and showing all between their legs and their butt crack to the world. I want them to conduct themselves as ladies. I want them to be like the women was back, how they dressed back in the Old Testament, modest, and even back in the you could say the 50s and the 60s, how a lot of women dressed where they carried themselves right and dressed modestly, and the men did too. They wore suits. They had their nice brim hats on. Their pants weren't hanging behind their behind. You see? All that is foolishness. And know there's a God, and the Most High God, who loves you. And if you had any wisdom, knowledge, and understanding and knew any truth, he'll be the first one you will bow your head down and worship and cry out to. He's the Most High God, the everlasting Father. He's the Prince of Peace. He's the creator of all things. No one has ever created him. And he's the one that's worth living for. Your soul is at stake. And let me tell you this real quick before I leave, because I'm about to end this. If I asked a high percentage of you, do you love the Most High God? You would tell me yes. But do you know in the scriptures, God said if you don't keep his commandments, if you don't live by his standards, he says you don't love him. Now I want you to look that up in the Bible. God says you don't love him. If you don't live by his ways, and if you don't keep his commandments, and I'm not talking about just the 10 commandments, because there's, about 200 commandments that God gave Moses, but I'm just saying, and I'm being honest with you. God said if you don't keep his commandments, then you don't love him. So you could say you love him all you want to in your mind and tell that to the people. But God said if you don't keep his commandments, then you don't love him. So if you really love the Most High God, you'll be more concerned about what he says and how he wants you to live, how he wants you to dress, and how he wants you to carry yourself. All this foolishness. Let me say, my intelligence is too smart to listen to a lot of this foolish rap. I'll listen to some rap if you rapping about something conscious and constructively. I'll listen to you. But if you talk all this foolishness, I'm too intelligent for that. You create things and you let other people take over because your mind is weak. And like I always say, it doesn't matter, man, if you can bench press 400, 500 pounds 20 times with no problem. If your mind is weak, then what are you? And always know, I don't care what your income bracket is, where you live, what you drive, we all going to end up in death in the casket. We all going to end up answering to the Most High God. So I ask you, what you going to do? What are you going to do? And this is what I ask you today.